Electricity surrounds us almost everywhere, in wires, in appliances, and even during thunderstorms. It's hard to imagine modern life without it. But have you ever thought about the power and force hidden within this invisible current? Today, we'll take a look at a large collection of incidents where electricity went out of control. Puncturing a high voltage cable is done from a great distance, and here's why. As shown in this video from California, even two balloons tangled on a power line can lead to a disaster. During unloading, a truck came into contact with a low-hanging wire, resulting in a dramatic visible discharge passing through it. Even on a construction site, caution is essential. Taking a ride on swings like these will be the first and last time. It looks impressive, but definitely not safe for nearby residents. A fallen tree caught fire with a blue flame. That's because the temperature of an electric arc can reach up to 5,000 degrees Celsius. A single small spark is enough to cause ignition inside a fuse, which can then lead to an explosion and full line shutdown. In this footage, a fire started inside a utility pole's electrical panel. The flames and electric flashes didn't stop for several minutes until firefighters arrived. A wiring fire in the forest miraculously didn't result in a large-scale wildfire. Short circuits often end just like this. In Tennessee, a truck driver hit a utility pole that had already been damaged by another vehicle, resulting in this massive flash. Thankfully, no one was injured. At first, it seems like a minor malfunction, but things escalate very quickly. A heavy downpour didn't put out the shortened panel, it flared up into bright flames almost immediately. In snowy weather, such a failure might look beautiful if you ignore the fact that all nearby homes are now without power. Judging by the intensity of the flash, this tower is going to be out of service for a while. This spruce tree fell onto high voltage lines in Norway, constantly brushing them with its branches. To avoid a short circuit in such cases, controlled detonations are carried out. A fallen wire sparking on the road, best not to drive across it. A branch hanging on a power line can cause trouble for an entire neighborhood. If a nearby transformer looks like this, it's better to run, even if you're an electrician. A green glow seeping through an arc between faulty fuses. Yes, electricity can look like that, too. This kind of electrical fault lights things up not just like daytime, but like a concert. After that, only the street lights kept working. Sometimes lightning does strike the power grid. A power failure can look like a firework, except this one could be fatal. This video clearly shows just how dangerous electrical work can be.
What a twist! Haven't you expected to see this either, have you?
Here's what a short circuit test with 20,000 amps looks like. Bang after bang, yet another extremely explosive danger zone. Driving with a raised trailer? Congratulations, you may have just knocked out power for half the district. The buildup and transfer of static electricity is best demonstrated using a Van de Graaff generator. Just like hair standing on end, in nature, a warning sign of an approaching lightning strike. The sparks may look mesmerizing, but for the technicians, a tough repair night lies ahead. Blue flashes, which look more like an alien invasion, actually indicate a transformer failure, with current still flowing through it. At first glance, it seems like the flames are just from flammable liquid, but why all the popping? Maybe there's a live wire under that fire. Electrical leakage, one of the worst things that can happen with a converter. Even large power grids in the field can be shorted using drones. Another example of how, under certain conditions, during repair work, a worker hit a high voltage line with an excavator, which soon led to a large explosion. This small, simple device can easily stop a powerful current flowing from an exposed wire. After this flash, 8,000 people across the region were left without power. This bright blue glow in the sky caught everyone's attention in one Queens, New York neighborhood, but it wasn't a natural phenomenon. Police soon reported an explosion at a substation. It may not be a shootout, but it's definitely not something you want happening in your quiet neighborhood. A unique property of this material allows electricity to be controlled even using a syringe. How did that branch even get up there? Regardless, it's an accident waiting to happen.
To be honest, I'm speechless after witnessing it. What about you?
A massive short circuit with 400,000 volts. Good thing it's just a recording. Watching something like that live could seriously damage your eyes. If you see balloons in the sky, let's hope they don't fly near power lines. When a tornado touches a power line, it merges with electricity, turning into an even more deadly and ominous storm. I certainly don't envy the crane operator sitting in that cabin up top. Powerful discharges wrap around the entire tree, and you can actually see it start to burn from the inside. Wouldn't want to watch that from a high-rise window. A lightning strike to a bird's nest on a powerful panel soon led to a pulsing fire. During a storm, a cable snapped right in the middle of the street, creating a bright arc and an impressive explosion. This tree didn't stand a chance. One small spark in a control panel can cause a district-wide failure and light up the sky for miles, until the power is finally shut off. It looks like this substation is beyond saving, no matter how hard anyone tries. After checking security footage, residents finally understood why the power had gone out. The effects of major electrical accidents can be seen from far away. Sometimes the sky starts flickering in different colors. It's the extreme overheating of wiring that leads to such massive explosions, with temperatures reaching up to 5,000 degrees Celsius. This is the kind of New Year's surprise residents of this district received, and that fireworks show from the local power company didn't exactly scream holiday spirit.
There are things that are absolutely impossible to believe, and how could this even happen?
Trolley buses are generally a convenient means of transport, but I definitely wouldn't risk riding this one. Something's clearly wrong with the conductors. Is this supposed to be reliable grounding? Looks more like it's grounded in smoke. The operator was lucky to capture this from a closed-off space, but for those who saw it from their cars, all you can do is sympathize. A tree falling onto 110 kilovolt power lines resulted in the instant eruption of intense flames. Police and firefighters began arriving at the scene, but what could they realistically do at that moment? In Nashville, Tennessee, a lightning strike hit near residential homes, striking a tree and the power grid. The fire nearly spread to the garage. Even a simple process like disconnection at a power station can turn out to be incredibly dramatic. Utility workers witness all kinds of phenomena. For example, during a single-phase ground fault, a charge can descend with a glow that seems frozen in the air.
Before watching similar videos, it would be great to buy some sedative pills. One needs nerves of steel here.
A tree breaking the electrical system can happen at any time, and aside from fire hazards, it can lead to long outages. This substation turned machine from hell is scary enough to keep even firefighters at bay. Frequent controlled short circuits are done for a reason, to test circuit breakers and fuses. Even in deep frost, this is not the kind of fire you want to warm your hands by.
Maybe we shouldn't get any closer, Jonathan. Whoa.
Sometimes the sparking starts right in someone's backyard. You can't even walk out of the house safely. You're just driving along, then suddenly you want to speed away from that neighborhood fast. Even though power stations are built to handle massive loads, they do fail. Smoke engulfed a field in the Netherlands after a fire at a substation caused by overvoltage and welted wiring along the power lines. A huge share of electrical issues comes from trees. Their branches often interfere with current flow. Before starting repair work, an electrician must always ensure the line is de-energized, otherwise something like this can happen. Thankfully, this was just a mannequin during a safety briefing. An imbalance of electric charge can cause a buildup of static electricity, making hair stand on end and sparks appear at your fingertips. That's usually a bad sign, a warning that a powerful storm or lightning strike may be imminent. A melted cable can lead to a small fire, which can quickly take down the entire system.
And we're moving on at the speed of light. All the most interesting things are still ahead.
Looks like the power pole got a bit gloomy and decided to lie down on the wires. Snowstorm workday canceled. Sometimes all it takes for a tree-toppling explosion is a powerful electric charge. Yet another case where wiring didn't survive the storm, the rain only helped the accident spread. Using sliding spark discharge, you can create intricate branching patterns known as Lichtenberg figures. A poorly connected cable can easily melt inside the power grid, causing a visible arc and rapid short circuit. Here's another controlled short circuit. Notice the object hanging in the air along with the drone. It looks like a small weight or anchor. The combination of fire and electricity is mesmerizing, but also eerie. Touching a 3,000-volt wire doesn't sound like a good idea, even with protective gloves, and this is the result. A chilling case from the US, a boy was in a pool during a storm when a police officer located him, just moments before a lightning strike hit nearby. What happened afterward is unknown, but considering the strength of the strike and conductivity of the water, the situation looks terrifying. The people driving by were definitely lucky.